Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our 2022 Camera Ambassador Community Builders Grant Info Session. My name is Erica Duffy, and I am the owner here at Camera Ambassador. So I want to welcome you into this virtual space with me this evening. We're going to have a pretty informal event tonight. We're basically just going to go through about the Community Builders Grant and then talk a little bit about how to apply, the prizes, our sponsors, and then at the end, if anybody has questions, if you ask those in the chat, I'll be sure to answer any of those at the end. All right, let's get started. So a little bit about myself. I've been in Chicago now for 8 years. I own and operate Camera Ambassador here. We are one of Chicago's most reliable and artistic-friendly camera and electric rental companies in the country. We also are the only female-owned rental house in the Midwest. There's only 3 rental houses owned nationwide, actually, by women, so we're really proud of that here. I also produce and market for countless different projects ranging from independent artists and music and film to global advertisers. I'm also the executive director of the Midwest Film Festival. So yes, I keep very, very busy. Let's get right into the grant. So the Community Builders Grant is a short form film fund. We are now in its 4th year. And this year we have changed our format up just a little bit, and we have official sponsors. We're so excited about this. The mission of this grant is to help to build the bridges between filmmakers and the community while elevating their production by arming them with the necessary tools to create. This grant supports artists with various levels of experience, both to recognize accomplished individuals as well as to provide opportunities for young and emerging artists. I do want to talk a little bit about our sponsors that we have this year. The first one is with the Chicago Film Office by DCase. Hopefully most of you are familiar with the Chicago Film Office. As the name sounds, it's our local organization here that helps with permits, but not just permits, as well as all types of different filmmaker resources. They're dedicated to enriching Chicago's artistic vitality and cultural vibrancy. I want to give a special thank you to Kwame Amoku and as well as Thackeray Crouch for being sponsors this year and helping help our community and all that they do for us. Next, we have Onset Headsets. They are a nationwide company that just established their presence here with us in Chicago. They offer surveillance headsets and radio accessories for motion picture and television productions. They carry everything from the basics all the way to their signature products called Tubies. If you work on a set that uses walkie-talkies, this is a must-have accessory. And we're very excited to announce that our Camera Ambassador is now official distributors of Onset headsets. So if you stop in our shop, we have all kinds of expendables that we offer here, and now you can pick up all of your walkie-talkie headset expendables here as well. Next up is Yakety Yak. Yakety Yak fuses strategy and content production to craft high-impact stories for brands and businesses that care about doing good. Their full-service marketing team expertly combines multi-channel digital marketing to ignite empathy and inspire action. Thank you so much to Lindsay Swift for making that bridge between, she's one of the producers there at Yakety Yak, and she's also been a Community Builders Grant judge for the last 3 years. So we're so grateful to now have her working alongside us with her company as well. And last but very not least, we have Motion Source. Motion Source is a fully capable, fully awesome Chicago-based video production company that weaves compelling narratives through cinema-grade videos designed to inspire, entertain, and sell. And special shout out to Michelle Maslanka, who also was a Community Builders Grant judge for the last 3 years, and she's now brought in her company, Motion Source. So it's so exciting to see some new faces, some brand new companies to the Midwest, such as Onset Headsets, and then some of our old favorites who have been part of the grant for years past, and then bringing in their company. And each of these companies have donated cash that's going into the cash prize, and we'll talk a little bit about our total prizes that we are offering this year and what one lucky winner will receive. First, I want to get into, though, talking about the timeline of the grant. So the timeline is now. Applications are open. They opened just a few days ago. They close at 11:59 on March 31st. So you can submit anytime. We'll get into how to submit and all of those, but here's some key dates just to go over to get us started. They're open now. I encourage you not to wait, because if you submit at April 1st at 12:15 a.m., it will be past the deadline and we do not make exceptions for that because we have the applications open for an entire month. So we encourage you to plan ahead and submit sooner than possible, so that way you're not left down to the wire and potentially missing that deadline. We announced the semifinalists. We will do so over social media on our Instagram page. There will be 10 semifinalists announced, each one day from April 27th through May 6th. Then it's narrowed down to 3 finalists that will be announced additionally on our social media on May 9th. Then we have a live pitch event that our whole community is invited to attend, and the community is part of the voting process that will be held on May 27th. And then the winner will be announced on June 1st. And this has been our grant cycle for the last 3 years. Now in its 4th year, we're following the same cycle. So that way, if you have a project coming up and you're working on developing it, you can count on knowing every single March we're going to have these applications open, and you can participate in the Community Builders Grant. We also always announce the winner right around June 1st, and we're doing it this year on June 1st because that is our birthday. And this year we're turning 8 years old, so it's always just a really celebratory time, and we always love announcing the winner on our birthday because it is so, so special. All right, let's talk about eligibility. Who is this grant for and who can apply? You must be a U.S. citizen. Your project with the pitch deck and what you're intending and planning to do with the project, it must be shot in the Midwest. We are about building our local community here in the Midwest. Your final project must be 15 minutes or under in length. This is a short film fun. You must be at least 18 years old by March 31st this year. And you must be a working artist with at least 3 years of professional experience. Other than that, we encourage everyone and anyone to apply. You can be brand new in the industry. You can be a student. You can be getting together with a couple different students, putting something together. You can be a seasoned veteran in the industry. It really is for anybody and everybody who is part of our community. And as long as you meet these requirements about shooting in the Midwest and having the correct proper length of your project, then we encourage everybody to apply. All right, and now how to apply. All right, we accept all of our submissions through Film Freeway. If you go on Film Freeway and you search Camera Ambassador, you'll find us. You can also visit our website at cameraambassador.com, and under the More section, there's a Community Builders Grant page, and there's a link to the Film Freeway on there as well. Also, a lot of the information that we're going over tonight is on our website, and it's also communicated on the Film Freeway page. So don't worry, we have this information provided many different locations so that you can review it, and when you're building your application and your pitch deck, you can ensure you reference it and have all this information handy. As I said, the applications are currently open. They opened on March 1st, and they will close on March 31st at 11:59 p.m. There is a grant application fee. It's $10, and then the student fee is $5. If you are facing any type of financial hardship and you are unable to pay this fee, please contact us and we will make arrangements with you. We want this grant to be accessible to everybody. All fees that are collected with the grant applications do go directly into the grant fund and go directly back to our community. So the application. So once you get onto Film Freeway, what are you working on? What are you looking to compile and send to us so we can review it and consider you for one of our finalists, semifinalists, or winner spots? To do so, you go and create a new project. And what you're going to do once you create the new project, you are going to want to follow these 4 steps to compile everything into one single file, so that way when you submit your new project, it's coming through in one nice PDF, and then our judges can all review it in a nice cohesive manner. So to do so, you select Script under the project type, mark your project as being from the United States. After you save your project, a pop-up window will appear, and select Add Project File to upload your project PDF, and then compile and submit as a single PDF. So on the Film Freeway is a list of everything that we are requiring to go into this PDF. I'll talk about that a little bit here just to make sure everybody understands this. This is listed on the website and on Film Freeway too. You're probably going to want to copy this and save this because you're going to want to compile all of these things into that one PDF, and then when you go to create your new project file and submit, that's when you have all of this ready to go. So most people start working on this right away because we do ask for quite a bit of things. This is for projects that are fully developed and just need that last push to go into production. So here's the things that you need in order to compile your PDF, and there's no particular order. You need a script and a treatment. It is okay if it's a first draft, but you are being judged based on the script. So the further along and the more advanced, ensure you've got all those typos out. Ensure it's really telling the story that you are intending to tell, because that script, whatever you submit, is the version that we'll be considering and judging against. We are asking for your current budget. This is important to us because we want you to get your project done, and we have all kinds of different judges who are judging this year for our grant, and some of them are line producers, so they are really good at looking at, is the amount that you've allocated accurate to how much it could actually cost to make this. And we do encourage you, a lot of projects that we've had in the past, there are a fair amount of in-kind donations that are going into it. So maybe the cash budget is smaller, but then there's a lot of in-kind donations, people working, to give back to this project, or maybe they're working solely for the cause, or maybe you have some other arrangement. So we do encourage you to ensure that you include that, because if you come back and say, you've got a 15-page script and VFX and 40 actors on set and your budget's $500, probably some of our judges are going to say, how the heck are you going to be able to get that done? And if you haven't explained this either in your budget as listed as an in-kind donation or somewhere else in your PDF, they will probably give you a lower score, because it's probably unfeasible to create a project on that scale for that amount of money. So be sure you include this, and everything in the PDF. The more details that you can give our judges, the better. The more they understand what's in your head and what you have planned, the better and more accurately they can grade your project. The next thing that we're asking for in your PDF is a tentative project timeline. The grant, we do require you to shoot it before the end of the year. So the winner is announced on June 1st, and then you have to have it shot by the end of the year. So the end of 2022. You don't have to have it completely through pre-production, but we do have this as a requirement since we are an annual grant. We want to ensure that we give one grant winner each year our full attention and ensure they're getting all the way from concept to completion before we are starting our new cycle. So talk about your timeline, when you would be shooting, how long is your shoot? Are you shooting for 2 days? Are you shooting for 5 days? What does that timeline look like for your particular project? We ask additionally for key current partner bios. So this means you're a key partner, your creators, your producers, directors, DP, talent, anybody who is already attached to this project, whether for in kind or you've already offered them a paid role on this project. We want to see who's involved in it. And then the last thing that we ask for is just your social media handles and links to high-res photographs of all your key members. And the reason we ask for this is because, as I mentioned earlier, all of the announcements for the grant, the semifinalists and the finalists, we do so via social media. So that is where, if we don't have your social media handle, we have no way to notify you and let you know that you are one of those finalists or semifinalists. So be sure to include those, and then we ask for a photo, because when we're announcing those, we're using a photo of you. So pick one you like, pick one that you look good in, because hopefully you're going to see that on our Instagram in just a few months. Let's see, what's next? And then here is the PDF contents, so everybody can take a look at those things that I just went over. And I'll just take a pause so everyone can read over those and take any notes that they'd like to. Wonderful. All right, we're going to keep moving right along. So we're going to go into the Q&A here just in a second, but I did want to just touch a little bit more on the prizes. This is probably the most exciting part of this, is what do you win? So we've done it a little bit different in years past, if you are familiar with the Community Builders Grant, but this year we've slightly changed the format as we've taken feedback from the last 3 years, each cycle that we've done, to really ensure that we are offering the very best support to the grant winner and what is most valuable to them as a filmmaker. So this year we've upped the cash prize. So this year you will receive a $5,000 cash prize. Previous years it was $3,000. So there's a couple extra thousand in there that can go towards whatever your needs may be. And then additionally, we are offering a $5,000 Camera Ambassador rental credit. So it's a $10,000 grant fund that one lucky winner will receive. So we'll take a second here. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. So glad. Bryce, thank you so much for asking a question. How do you define a 3-year working artist? That is an excellent question. Thank you so much for asking that, Bryce, and thank you for throwing a question out there. I was hoping we'd get at least one. So that, it's a fairly loose term. It definitely does not mean 3 years working like in the union or on commercial work or anything like that. It basically, and the reason that we have this requirement in there is that this grant fund is for a project that's already developed. It just, like I said, needs that last push. So there's other grants out there and other funds that are for, script development or mentorship programs to help you really figure out what your project is. This project, we're looking for someone who has experience and knows what would be required to be able to pitch a project and win a grant that's at the phase that we are looking for. So it just basically means you've had 3 years. It doesn't have to be 3 consecutive years or the last 3 years. It just means over your career, you've worked loosely as an artist in the film industry, whatever set role. It could be PA, it could be producing, it could be as a director. Really, whatever your role is, that is acceptable. So I hope that answers the question. If there are other questions, definitely check out the website, cameraambassador.com. The Community Builders Grant page is under the More tab from the More menu at the top. And then also all this information is also on the Film Freeway page. You can also email us at communitybuildersgrant@cameraambassador.com. I see another question just came in. Who are the judges? Great question. We did not mention this before. I actually just kind of had that pin. I must have telepathy come through before you posted that because I was thinking we hadn't mentioned anything about the judges. So I'm going to actually go into this. I'm so glad you brought this up, Ellie, in a little bit more detail. So the judging process, as I mentioned, there was 3 rounds. So there's the semifinalist, and then the finalist, and then the winner. The way that it's determined who is the 10 people who are semifinalists is we have a pool of judges. I did briefly mention on it, but I didn't go into it. We have a pool of judges who are all community leaders. They're all community builders. They work as directors and producers and casting directors and from some film critics. We have a really wide array of different judges who are looking at the applications. They all donate their time, and they're all so wonderful to help contribute to this grant. Each project is assigned to numerous different judges, and then the cumulative score of each of those judges goes into a total score. Then the top 10 people who receive the highest scores advance to the semifinalist round. The next phase is the finalist round, and that is done by our internal team here at Camera Ambassador as well as one celebrity judge. This year we have not announced it yet, but last year we had Daniel Kyrie. He is an amazing actor here in Chicago, so it's the combination of the celebrity judge and then our internal team at Camera Ambassador here. So myself as one of those judges as well as our other team members here at Camera Ambassador all grade those 10 scripts on the same questions that the semifinalist judges. They each get a score, and same process that the cumulative score of all the judges on that round then go into the top 3 or then advance to the next level. Then the final phase is put back into the hands of the community. And the reason we've done this is this grant is for the community and by the community. So those 3 finalist projects will pitch their project, and we may do in person this year. We're hoping we can. We did it the first year and we haven't been able to the last couple of years. Or maybe we'll do some type of hybrid thing. We're going to wait and announce this once it gets a little closer to find out what would be the best option for the community and what would ensure everybody is safe. So whether it's in person, virtual, or some hybrid of both, which is hopefully what we'll be able to do. Those 3 projects pitch their project to the community. Then for 2 days, the judging is open via our website. We invite everyone and anyone who has watched or attended the pitch. You have to attend to be able to vote. You can't just vote because you know somebody. You do have to watch it. And we have a code of conduct and an oath that we ask everybody to sign that talks about judging fairly and judging with integrity. And so the community votes on those 3 projects and which one they think deserves to be our winner, and then that is our winner. So it's quite the process, and there's multiple different layers to it. So that way, there's a lot of different eyes, and it's not just one person. It's not just me, over here, seeing who I know or seeing what project I like best. Because film is so subjective, and there are so many different perspectives and stories to be told. So we've really built into the grant judging process that there is multiple layers, multiple different backgrounds, and types of people who are judging the projects to get them to that final winner. And then ultimately, it's up to the community. So it's up to everybody out there, everyone who's listening, your friends, your family, your collaborators, everybody to contribute to that from the finals round to vote it down to the top winner. So I hope that answers your question, and thank you for bringing up judging. I did want to touch on that a little bit more. Like I said before, we have all of this information also listed on our website and on the Film Freeway page. Our website is cameraambassador.com. To find us on Film Freeway, just visit filmfreeway.com and search us on the search bar, and we will show up. And then if you have any additional questions, we're always here to help. We love being a resource for people. We love building bridges. So just reach out to us. You can email us at communitybuildersgrant@cameraambassador.com. If you ever need equipment rentals or crew support or production resources, that is what we do day in and day out. So please feel free to reach out to us if we can help you in any way, shape, or form. You can call us, or you can also email us at rentals@cameraambassador.com. So thank you all so much for joining tonight. Again, my name is Erica Duffy, and I am the owner here at Camera Ambassador, and we appreciate all of you so much, and we hope to see you soon. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Thank you.